Hello LEGO fans, it's Bricks on a Budget coming with another video. In this video we are talking about the LEGO Haunted Mansion. This set is 736 pieces, retails for $89.99, you might as well say $90. And the set number is 31167. So while I have you here, please leave a like on this. It helps me out so much. And also, if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. And if you are subscribed, make sure you hit that bell for future notifications on future videos. I got a bunch of stuff in the pipeline. So at any rate, let's get into this review. Now, I'm going to give you the good and the bad both with this set. First off, this set is a little too pricey in my opinion. This is a creator set. It's not a licensed set. So, yeah, 736 pieces for $90 for a creator set. It's a bit much. Also, just to let you know, I paid this with my own money. You know, I'm not getting anything out of this other than I wanted to buy this, so I bought it. Figure I might as well do a review for you guys. So that way, for you that didn't buy it, you can get a chance to see what it's all about, because this set and the box, and it's very deceptive. So at any rate, the cool things are the minifigs. You get a skeleton right here. Let's take a look at some of the other minifigures here. You got Frankenstein, one of the oldest zombies out there, if you will. Some printing on his back, none on his arms, none on his legs. Prints on the torso is pretty decent. And he's got this little head hair piece that goes on to kind of extend his head. If you've seen other Frankensteins, you'd be kind of familiar with that, but yeah, pretty decent. This is where I think it kind of dropped off a little bit. I was kind of expecting more of a Dracula, but regardless, I think she is very cool. This is our vampiress. I don't know why my camera is doing that right now. Also, we have a ghost. So we finally got a nice ghost piece. So that's pretty cool. Nothing really going on underneath here. Just a white body and legs and a black head. Black head, you can see it shows up as black underneath the eyes and mouth here. So that's the reason for that. But yeah, that's very, very cool. We haven't seen one of these in a very, very long time. I'm pretty sure this will glow in the dark too, which is pretty cool. A Wolfman, which we continuously see LEGO using this wolf head mold. Just recently in the Spider-Man CMF, we got the spider werewolf type minifig. And so you probably have seen these off and on over the years. So nothing super great, but it looks a little bit more of a classic feel. He's got tears on his pants, probably from his claws. He's got a flannel shirt on and gray underneath. So all said and done, pretty cool minifigs. So the minifigs are probably about the highlight, in my opinion, on this set. This really kind of has the feel of like Monster Fighters to a certain extent, but once you get into the actual build, it pretty much ends there, unfortunately. But this is the closest thing we've got to Monster Fighters in quite a long time. Let's take a look at the gate. Pretty simple build, decent, printed little lock piece there. Pretty cool little chain. Little vegetation there to dress it up a little bit. Not bad, not super great. Let me get you in a little closer here perhaps. There we go. That should do us. Okay, so you got a nice little graveyard build here where the skeleton's at. Right here. Let me get you down a little bit lower. There we go. Pretty simple looking gravestones. Little pumpkin. You got a porch with some pillars there. I like they have some printed wood pieces over the different windows, which is nice. Then you got a little bit of vegetation growing, overgrowth growing there, so that's pretty nice. You got this creepy, crazy looking tree here. Not a super great build, but it is Creator, to be fair. Now, this is a 3-in-1, so there's 2 more builds. I will not be building those because they're just not interesting to me. The train looks kind of janky because it doesn't actually have real wheels. It can't go on a track, obviously, and the ship just looks bad. But just my opinion. We got some nice crowning here with a bat on top. And we got this nice little roof area here. So, I mean, from the front, it looks really, really decent. Let's get you pulled out a little bit. There we go. So, and the sides look pretty good. You got some windows. You got some more boarded up area here. Let's take a look at the other side real quick. I'll have to get a Lazy Susan to do these. Some more boards, some windows. It looks okay. But you come to the back, and this is where it kind of falls off. They did not do a complete floor. Instead, they decided to make it so you can close this up. It's one of those things that just doesn't make sense. They always did the dollhouse stuff. Now all of a sudden they're worried about closing it up. I think they just use this as an excuse to just use less pieces and charge us a higher price, honestly. And I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. This is very just kind of meh. Because, I mean, look how small it is when it's all folded up. It just doesn't quite look right. It also, with this sand green, it does have some like Nightmare on Elm Street vibes to me when it's completely like laid out like this. But yeah, so let's get back to here. Let's get you zoomed in. There we go. Okay, so we got an organ. That's a fairly okay build. You can fit 1 minifigure there. There's not really any room to put minifigures anywhere else. You might be able to put some over, 1 or 2 over here. But, I mean, there's just not enough floor there to do anything with. So, I mean, if you wanted to play with this, you know, it's supposed to be a toy. It just, no. And as far as an adult, this is, you know, being an adult, this is disappointing as well. I mean, you could definitely go in here and convert it and make it a little bit more substantial with your own parts. But, you know, if you buy a set, you want a complete set, and this just feels very incomplete to me. You know, just my opinion on it. You know, I do enjoy the minifigures. I did enjoy the build. I mean, it's decent, but it is overpriced for what you get. Okay, so now we got this play feature over here. There's a little turn dial. You can take this ghost, and you can see there's a little gem sitting on a pedestal there. You can't see it super well. I'll have to get my other light put up here. But let's go to the front real quick, or, well, the window right here. And you can see the ghost is looking out the window. Now he's not. So that's pretty cool. There's one other play feature on here. And that's, there's a dial right here, and you can see the grandfather clock. It's really hard to see because that pillar's right there. You can get to rock back and forth. It's I don't get it. It's not really super thrilling. I do like the ghost looking out the window. That's kind of fun. Now you got 2 printed pictures right here. One of the vampiress and one of a haunted house, assumably this one. And the fact that they called this a haunted mansion really is definitely misleading because there's not really much of a mansion to be had here. There's not really separate rooms. There's an upstairs and a downstairs, and I use that very loosely because, again, there's not really much going on there to actually have an upstairs or a downstairs. You have a little step here and a little bit of, you know, but again, the reason why it is the way it is because that way you can fold it up. But again, I just feel like, why did they decide to do the fold up thing rather than give us a full floor access and maybe some little extra build there. I just really feel like it feels like a bag of Doritos. You know, back in the day, Doritos were a okay size bag was $1. Now they're like $1.99 or $2.49 depending on where you go, and there's less in the bag than there was back when it was 99 cents. That's what this feels like. It feels like they are giving us less and charging us more. And I understand inflation and other things, blah, blah, blah. But still, you know, I really rather would have had this filled out a bit more and pay a little bit more money if that was the case. But I really don't think so. And the proof is in the pudding. We have a Star Wars set coming out for Christmas. That is a fair price, and that's a licensed set. So, you know, that just kind of goes to show you that they're picking... Hold on. They're picking and choosing what they decide they're going to charge for certain sets, and other sets they give us a fair price for. Don't know whether it's because they're sure the set's going to sell well, so they're going to charge a little bit more for it. But you would think a Christmas Star Wars set's probably going to sell well. So it's interesting they gave us a fair price for that. Neither here nor there. Let me know what you think down in the comments. What do you think of this set? Are you going to buy this, or are you going to, you know, are you looking at it the same way I am, and it's just like, meh? I'm not upset that I bought this set. You know, I do like it, but I definitely have some complaints, and I do think it's overpriced for sure. I especially love the minifigures. The Ghost, I seen the Ghost. The Ghost is what really sold me on the set, because we have not seen that piece in a long time, and I didn't want to miss out. The Vampiress, even though I think it should have been more of a Dracula type figure, would have been more interesting. Seeing that they did classic monsters, you know, werewolf, you know, Frankenstein, a ghost. You'd have thought they would have went with, you know, Dracula, you know. But this Vampiress is very, very cool. I really, really dig her outfit, and it's very, very nice. I could definitely use these pieces to make up other minifigures for sure. But I'm going to keep this one as is. If they go on Pick-a-Brick, I will definitely have to pick some extra ones up for that dress piece and torso. But yeah, I think this is a pretty incredible set. Also, I do have to mention, for some odd reason, there's no this rooftop up here. There is no actual roof, which is kind of interesting. So you could actually drop a minifigure right down through there. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it was one of those things I just happened to notice, so I figured I would turn around and mention that as well. So that's kind of interesting. Kind of reminds me of the Weeble Wobble haunted house, like way back in the early 80s. Let me know down in the comments if you remember the Weeble Wobble haunted house from the early 80s. So at any rate, I should let you guys go. I rambled on way too much, but I figured I would let what I thought know about this set. I do like it, but I do have some complaints. Let me know what you think of this set and the lacking of the floors. I mean, is that a no-go for you guys, or is that not really a problem? Do you like the fact that it folds up? I don't understand why you'd want something, you know, as small as this to fold up. It's not really very large. But, you know, it is what it is. So, again, you know, I like it, but I do have problems with it. So at any rate, let me let you guys go. And thank you so much for joining us today, guys. And as always, please leave a like, please subscribe, hit that bell for future notifications. And as always, guys, get built. Thank you so much. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.